Okay, so hello everyone. Today we're going to be doing a AP versus AD or AP versus Tank Shen comparison. And this first match is the AP Shen. We're going against a Varus jungle, and we decided to do an early game invade here. We got an Urgot and Blitzcrank bot lane, and we end up hearing the Seraphine use a spell, which gives us a lot of hope. We see here Blitzcrank gets a good grab off, and she's done for very quickly. I get first blood on that. Didn't particularly want it, but I'll take it, you know. We stick around to see if Miss Fortune will be around, and we end up stealing the red buff. Report jungle for going Varus. A very adamant thought. So we get that. I see an opportunity here for an early gank.
Our wills align.
So we end up going for this. Blitzcrank misses his hook, unfortunately, but I get a good taunt off. The advantage of being level 2 here is big. So we get the Seraphine. I decided to leave their lane since Miss Fortune has tower, so there's no point. Place a ward. And we do our full clear. Yeah, one thing you'll notice probably is I get pretty distracted when I'm full clearing on Shen. I tend to like to look at my lanes a bunch to see if I need to ult him, even if I don't have ult yet. But full clear goes well. I'm surprised none of my camps are stolen from me, so Varus is down XP. And I double scuttle him as well, so it's like, at this point I really think he's really trolling, right? There's no sign of him at all. And we're 3 kills up on the enemy team. I go for another bot gank. I'm getting bot really ahead. Urgot gets a good grab. I go for the Seraphine. Miss Fortune goes down. Seraphine's almost dead. Here we go. Okay, Varus got a kill on Set top lane, which probably isn't the Set's fault. But that ends up snowballing the Varus quite well. You'll see later on. And it does let me know he's quite a real threat. We clear a couple more camps here. I hear that sweet XP and money. AP Shen is strange because his stuff doesn't scale a ton with AP. It basically just makes it do more max health damage. So I go here, I go for a taunt on him. I should have flashed for that, and we probably could have got that kill, so that's my bad. I decided to ward both those places just in case there's a blast cone. And we're starting with Rift Maker. That seems to be the best mythic to go. I have played around with Everfrost as well. I ult the Set, although he still pretty much goes down. Yon gets away with 1 HP, which is unfortunate. I really wish I had saved a ward here. That would have helped quite a bit. And right here as well, I should have flashed this. It's something I thought about doing when I was playing that moment, but if I would have flashed there, we would have gotten that kill probably. Here's Urgot and Blitzcrank messing up the Kale mid lane. I think it's a cool thing to see Urgot Blitzcrank doing pretty well, especially with how outranged there should be in the bot lane. This show, I mean, my clear is so slow on Shen, it's insane. Especially, I don't play a lot of jungle. I've mostly been playing Shen jungle. It's kind of the first character I've played jungle. And I started playing Kindred yesterday, and she is such a faster clear. It's stupid how fast her clear is. And it's like I'm already disadvantaged for playing Shen jungle, but now that since the clear speed is also slow, it's even more of a disadvantage, if that makes sense. So they end up killing the Varus. Bot lane's doing pretty good because they're ahead from the early game. I get a taunt on Miss Fortune. Blitzcrank gets his grab. I let Urgot get the kill. I don't know if I would have been able to take it from him anyways, but especially when I'm playing Shen, I like to make sure other people are getting the kills. We go for a drag even though they're low health. Varus is respawned by now too, and Surf Rain knows we're on it. I love that ward skin Blitzcrank put down, by the way. That looks amazing. But yeah, it's a questionable play going for this. Malzahar covers are back there by scaring off the Surf Rain. I'm pronouncing that so wrong. Surf Rain. Malzahar ult gets the Surf Rain. I decide to taunt over the wall to scare Misfortune. We ended up walking her back quite a bit and then just leaving because there's no point. Then there's Kale in the mid lane there, who is very far pushed up for knowing that 4 people were on Dragon. They get Rift Herald.
Tread carefully.
I missed my taunt there, probably because she ghosted, but maybe it's just because I did miss that prediction there, and it's a bit unfortunate. I don't know if we would have been able to get her with the ghost, but it would have been pretty close otherwise. I head top because I'm worried about the Rift Herald placement. I don't want him to be able to get the tower platings for free. I did not ult set there. I don't know if it's because I didn't realize I had my ult up, but also just because I felt like the last time it didn't go well either, so there wasn't much point. I take a lot of damage there. You notice I went for the last press the attack hit on the Yone, and that was probably a mistake. I don't know if press that attack is the best thing to be running. I just figured since my Q gives me 3 hits, it makes sense to press the attack with Ap Shen, but it's could be a really bad investment. I haven't seen it do a ton of damage. Although I've been looking at the rune stats for it, and it seems my numbers for it seem pretty comparable to the other champions I've seen run it, so I'm not sure. Get red buff, start working on Krugs. We're going 13-5, so we're in a pretty good place. He places Rift Herald top lane like I thought he would. Although now that the tower platings are gone, it's not nearly as valuable. I dash to make sure to get that last hit in. I'm trying to save the tower as much as possible. He takes 2 tower shots here, which is kind of unlucky. I end up getting a bit greedy for this Yone, and Varus ends up catching me there and I die. End up saving this Blitzcrank from the Surfer and tower dive. I don't know if he needed it. Man, look how much damage that did to the Urgot. But end up getting the taunt off on the Varus. He flashes, smites me. Luckily, that arrow didn't hit me or the Blitzcrank, because that could have been disastrous either way. Like if he had aimed that down a little more, like he could have destroyed us all. We end up going for a dragon here, which is honestly a questionable play with Varus being like only half health in the area. We're all pretty low health. I think it's weird that Blitzcrank went for the berries instead of Urgot, but he needs the mana and the health. So. We end up getting it uncontested again, which is kind of insane. Alright, so this is a bit further in time. Urgot just died to Varus. I save Blitzcrank, get the Varus on me, flash over the wall, and Yone chases me for a while, but we end up saving the Blitzcrank's life there, which is why I like playing Shen, is for plays like that. Alright, going for a Windrake now. Notice how much the score is tied up. It's now 20-18. Like, we have been losing very hard for how well our early game was. Good grab on the Blitzcrank there. We have a Misfortune and a Yone.
From the shadows.
Varus gets a kill on Malzahar, which is saying going in there was a bad move. I was hoping Urgot would follow up, but I should have pinged or something. It was just bad. Next, we're down here in bot lane. They're now ahead of us in kills. I end up getting the Yone to be out of position and able to kill him pretty easily. Although he does get his ult off and he nearly kills us there. It was close. For one guy versus 4 guys, it was pretty close. Urgot says, should we still report? Kiel says no. I thought that was funny. It's yeah, the Varus was just able to do so much with the lead. I ended up ulting the Blitzcrank. I wanted to ult the Urgot, but it ends up working out because the Blitzcrank went further anyways. That was a really good. So I saved him from the Misfortune ult. It was really bad. There's Urgot and Malzahar dunking on the Varus. I'm heading down from Topside River. Malzahar flashed. I try to taunt the Misfortune, but miss by just a little bit. Urgot gets killed. Malzahar ends up getting killed. I did not expect the Kayle ult to last that long, honestly, so I ended up getting killed as well without killing her. And this is quite a while later. Ended up losing our inhibitor, and then it took another like 5 to 10 minutes, but eventually they end up ending, and we lose the game. I just thought it was pretty insane how insanely well we were doing in the beginning. Like, 3 successful bot lane games, right? It should have been over, but it didn't matter. So this next game, we're playing Shen again. This time we're doing Tank Shen, so different runes, and we're going against a Nautilus jungle. I was worried it was the same Varus. It might be. I didn't check the names, but he's not playing jungle, so. Yeah, so Fiora is smack talking hard in the beginning about destroying the Cho'Gath, and we'll see more on that later, but let's just say it doesn't go exactly how you think it would, or maybe it does go exactly how you think it would.
There is no dispute.
We have a Jhin Morgana bot lane, Singe mid lane.
Minions have spawned.
Tread carefully.
Much more normal bot lane this time around. Starting on red, and again, but this time not quite the same. Get the Krugs, the Raptors, Wolves, standard full clear stuff. Blue. I actually am getting this game confused with a different one where my top camps were stolen. I forget what game. So I see the Nautilus. I'm like, oh, I can take him. Spoiler alert, I cannot tank him. Man, he beat me up hard here, and I did not completely understand that. That was a bad flash, but he ends up flashing for it anyways, which was questionable. He ends up getting away. He goes bot. But I'm like, oh, I'm full health now? I should be able to stop him from getting the scuttle. That's right, you would think that. And then he takes it by the time I get there. I just don't understand what this guy's damage is or how he's doing this with a Nautilus. Whenever I play Nautilus before, I get like not this much damage, right? Like I don't know what this guy's doing. So I'm sitting here waiting for a bot gank. I assume they saw me because they did end up backing up, but they don't back up. He actually stays there. I'm surprised the Ap Shen is there as well. So I tried to do a double taunt there, but only got one of them. Heal, but Morgana ends up trying to stop that. I leave because they're made it to tower. Jhin take a shot. Morgana ends up dying to tower. Here, if you look in the top middle, you can see Fiora died to tower as well. Nothing really works out, man. I'm not able to get a successful mid gank. Fiora keeps tower diving Cho and dying, and Morgana keeps tower diving bot lane and dying. It's really bad. So me and Singe chase down the Nautilus. Oh man, how did he miss that hook? What are you doing, Nautilus? And we end up getting done. I die. Sin flashed away. It's bad. Fiora saying it's a 2v1 because of the turret. Like that's an excuse, right? But man, that was so bad on us. At least it stopped the Rift Herald though, which is good. And basically every lane is losing. Mid lane's maybe tied, you know, but the Fiora and this bot lane's not doing too well. We're going 3-6. I end up going around here to get a bot lane gank, but I ult Morgana. I don't know if that was necessary there, but it felt kind of necessary. You know, those are kind of like some split decisions you need to make with that. I decided not to attack the Varus there because I wanted to make sure the Jhin got the kill. Yeah, I don't know. I hate having to waste ults like that where I'm not getting very much distance gained. I'm actually in a worse position for ganking, but sometimes it feels necessary to save one of your teammates. The Singed does seem like a pretty good player. He's guarding our drag. So we end up getting kind of surrounded here. My smite's on cooldown, which is pretty bad. But we do end up getting it. The Jhin gets it. Jhin also seems pretty good. This is kind of a hectic fight here. There's a lot going on. We end up running away. Singed goes back in. I try to go over this wall for the Ashe, but am just barely not able to reach her. I tried to smite her, but I don't think I've upgraded smite until just now, which is unfortunate. I know my taunt's on a 7-second cooldown. So I recalled my store there to try to get the shield, but my passive wasn't up. And now that I did that, I don't have enough energy to use my taunt and kill her. And my taunt gives me back my energy as well. So that was just such a misplay by me. Pressing my Q there is what killed me there instead of getting a kill on Ashe. Fiora's going for Cho'Gath in the turret again. Spoiler alert, she dies. There's some more. Looks like you're getting bullied by Cho with his turret. Well, yeah, stop going under the turret. You know, like how the Nautilus is helping out the Fiora more than he's. I accidentally smite the Nautilus there instead of the Scuttle Crab, which is so dumb. He gets a flip off. We start bullying him up. He escapes narrowly. This is not too much later, but a little bit later. Fiora's in the top lane fighting the Cho'Gath. I'm able to get my Heartsteel finally. I ult the Fiora because she's getting killed by the Aurelion Soul. We get a good kill on there, maybe mostly Fiora, let's be honest, but we end up killing it. That was a good ult right there, right? It definitely saved her life. We were able to get a kill off of it. I'm back in lane from tower. I'm looking to tower dive there, but it just didn't happen. I missed my taunt. So we get warning pings, and then I see the TP go down. I'm like, oh shoot. Place a ward. I end up taunting him before he's able to get any other spells off. He takes big damage from the turret. He dies. That was a cool play by him, but it just backfired so hard because of my taunt. I'm really happy the way that worked out. Got a Heartsteel stack off of him, I'm pretty sure. I wanted to stop this Ashe from recalling. I don't know why she came up here, because she's the support, but or how she must have started heading this way quite a while ago. Get another Heartsteel proc off of her and do quite a bit of damage. And I see her go around this way. That ward actually paid off a lot. I missed a huge wave. I mean, that wave is probably worth more than killing her. But sometimes it's about sending a message, you know, so. Get her. And it looks like she just finished typing too. That's unfortunate. And I just had to go for Rift Herald. Since I'm up here and we have some top priority. Even though Fiora gets killed a lot in lane, I'm sure that she can hold off the Cho'Gath from having lane priority. Singed and the Aurelion Soul are fighting. And we end up getting it. Fiora takes it. I'm not going to argue, but it is kind of awkward when it seems like my teammates want me to drop it here. I felt some awkwardness there. I see the Ashe there, and I want to go for her. I do end up flashing. Okay. And then Singe ends up flashing. And then she flashes to get away, so we lost 2 for 1 flashes. Jin wasn't even able to kill her with the ult, so that was such a loss of resources, right? I get hit by the Ashe arrow, I die. My guys are falling back, and then they end up turning the tide. Fiora got a top kill that was a tower dive on Cho'Gath, I'm pretty sure is what happened there. Ended up destroying another tower. So we got Infernal Dragon coming up. I mean, that's their jungler right there. It was kind of dumb of him, to be honest. But, so now they're without a jungler. But then I go in and die, so way to go, me. Still ends up being a pretty insane fight. Fiora's just fighting in the bot lane. Jhin ultimates ult, gets 2 kills right away with it, and does damage on the Cho'Gath. Jhin really saved the day there, honestly. And Fiora dies, as per usual. And I'm right here, I'm contemplating to use my ult, because I know Nautilus will get there before I do. Yeah, he was close there. Luckily, they were able to do enough damage to kill it before they got there, but I could have used my ult and then smited it. So they ping Baron, so I end up start doing Baron. And I just keep doing Baron and not helping my team here because they pinged it, and I'm kind of stubborn like that sometimes, which was definitely a misplay. I should have headed up there right away when I saw a team fight breaking out. But now instead I'm going in when they're almost all dead, and I'm half health. I end up getting the Aurelion Slowed, so I wasn't able to get the Varus, and then he just ends up killing me. The bad fight. That was pretty much my fault we lost that one. So we're going 32 and 20 now, which is kind of insane for how many failed tower dives we had earlier in the game. This isn't a fight I'm part of, I'm just taking red buff and my camps, but, you know, it happened. I'm at a pretty good place here with my build. I ult the Morgana just because she's looking low, and I think I end up help save her there. We see the nail knot. He ends up going the wall to tap her, but I go over there to make sure he doesn't. It ends up working pretty well. So I decided the Ashe is going to be easier to target rather than the guys under the tower, and Fiora beats me to it. And we end up winning here with a surrender vote. And that was that game. It was so... It's weird because if you look on pay, obviously Tank Shen is better than AP Shen, like 1,000 times over. I don't think we can ever argue. And maybe unless you're going against like a full team of tanks, then AP Shen could kick some butt since he'll do more max health damage. But like, man, the early Heartsteel is just such a power spike when you get that in terms of your damage capabilities. And it's just kind of crazy because if you look at it, obviously I cut quite a bit out, but when I was playing the games, the first one, you know, we got the early invade with a kill, and then we, you know, went bot lane and got a kill. Then we went bot lane again pretty soon after that and got another kill, if not multiple. And I mean, that's such a huge lead. Like, you know, getting 3 kills on your bot, 3+ kills on your bot lane. I mean, that's really good ganks right there. But the Varus just ends up out damaging me so hard and ends up really help carry the game. And then as well as the Kale scaling. There were a lot of failed ganks there with the Kale. You know, I would have liked to get the Kale killed a couple times with the Malzahar ult, but it just wasn't happening and just wasn't lining up with my clears. Whenever I went to help the set, we ended up losing because the Varus was there. just kind of unfortunate. And then there was then the Tank Shen game, not nearly as many successful ganks, just doing some farming. I ended up getting killed really early on by the Nautilus, but then we end up winning because we're just, I mean, probably because it's an AP Nautilus, right? He's doing basically what I was doing the previous game. Maybe it would have been funner to go AP just to see the comparisons there, but yeah, I'm really surprised by his early game damage. That was impressive, but like it just feels like we should have won the first game and lost the second one, but it's not how it happened. We got drags on both of the games. Like that first game, we were getting all the dragons as well, right? We had the dragon buffs, we had the early game lead, but it just didn't hold up, and we ended up losing. Whereas the second game there, we ended up killing it and ended up getting a W. So I don't know. I just think it's interesting. The strange comparison. Yeah, so thank you so much for watching and sticking to the end of the video, and hope to see you in the next one. Thank you.